Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's MetalDuck9. Today I'm going to talk about what actually happened last night with the ban list and my thoughts for the next format. They did some crazy things, like, jeez, this is going to like change the way the game's played almost. They wrecked a lot of decks. They brought a lot of things back. So yeah, I'm going to start with my thoughts on everything, and I'm missing quite a few of the cards. I just don't have a couple copies of some things, but I have most of the stuff. I'm pretty sure you guys can all hear. I'll also post the actual list in the description. So yeah, banned. They finally banned Rescue Cat. I am so happy that that card is banned. You have no idea. X-sabers are ridiculous with that card. That card was used in a lot of other decks too, like GB used it. Synchro Cat was still somewhat around. You could put the Cat engine in like a lot of decks. The new Pineapple Cat deck coming up was looking pretty good. So with Cat banned, I'm so happy finally that stupid card is gone. This card ban, though, I think was a huge mistake, and it's going to really change the way the game's played. Heavy Storm. I can't believe they banned Heavy Storm. It's like the card that kind of dictated the way the game was played since like forever. It was like the card that would tell your opponent, okay, don't set all your back row because I might have Heavy Storm, you know. But now with Heavy Storm gone, you have no reason to not set all your back row, especially with what's semi-limited, which I'll come into later in the video. So yeah, this will be very interesting, this format, with how it's going to play out without Heavy Storm. I don't know. And Brain Control also banned. I'm so glad they banned this card. This card was stupid. Like, if you heard the expression top deck brain for game, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's just so many situations where you have a good field, you played skillfully, you're at a great advantage, and they top deck brain for game. It's retarded. Like, say like you pop with JD successfully, you attack for 3k, you end phase you mill a wolf, you have a bottomless set, you're good to go, and they draw, top deck brain, play it, take your JD, nuke, attack for game. It's so dumb, so I'm finally glad this card is gone. And lastly banned is a Substitoad, which is a godsend that they finally banned that card, so the stupid Frog FTK deck is gone, and Frog Monarch is also gone, which, that deck was balanced, but Frog FTK had to go. It just was really bad for the game. First turn kills are never good for the game itself, especially in that fashion where it's not even attacking, it's just tributing with some stupid spell. Yeah, so Froggies are gone, they had a little bit of fun. Alright, limited though. Black Whirlwind finally saw getting limited, so this hurts Black Wings a little bit, but they were wrecking in Japan, so something had to get hit, and this was the most likely target. So now with this at 1, and with all the other limits that are on Black Wings, well, that have been throughout the past couple years, and with what happened now, Black Wings are pretty much in Lightsworn shoes with a lot of their key cards limited, so they're still good. They're just going to have to adapt now. And also limited, Dark Hole. This thing hasn't seen play in years, with it being banned ages ago. I don't even remember when. It was really crazy. Now it's the exact opposite. Instead of not overextending your back row, it's going to be not overextending your monsters, or you're going to lose a Dark Hole. So this will definitely spice things up, this format. It's good and bad in a way. It keeps things fresh. Like, oh, Dark Hole is going to change the way the game is played, which is good in that sense because, you know, it keeps the game nice and fresh. But it's bad because this card is also just broken. So we'll see how it plays out. And also limited, we have Infernity Launcher. I don't have one. So the Infernity OTK is gone, and that's good because that OTK was also stupid. But nothing else in that deck got touched, so that's a good thing because the deck is still good. You can still play with an Infernity deck. It's just going to be more of a control synchro deck, and Launcher will be like your key play to help push for game. I mean, it's still good. Like, they'll just run triple Mirage, triple Grepher. Barrier still a very nice card. Alright, limited also is a Monster Reborn, which they cycled this back in the game. I thought the star would be on the list forever as forbidden since last year, but we finally got Reborn back. Again, another interesting addition to the game with all the other changes they're doing. This is gonna spice a lot of things up, and it helps a lot of decks out that really could use some more revival. While the other top decks right now have so much revival, this back doesn't help as much for them as it does for every other deck that really needs it. So this coming back, I think, was a nice thing. And in Japan, Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, got limited. If you don't know what it does, just look it up. It's a broken synchro they have that we don't have yet. It needed to get limited. Like, if you read its effect, you'll understand what I mean. And the last card limited is Royal Oppression, another key card in Blackwings now. With they just swarm and they'll oppress you, and not much you really can do at that point. But with Oppression at 1, again, as I said earlier, that Lightsworn status with all their good stuff limited. Like Gale was limited last year, Allure was limited 6 months ago. Now Whirlwind's limited, and now Oppression's limited. So that will definitely spice a lot of things up. Alright, Semid, Chaos Sorcerer is back at 2. That's pretty good for Twilight decks that they get something back. Sadly, Pure Lightsworn didn't get anything back, but well, hey, at least something to that whole theme came back. This was never even broken in the first place. It's just a nice card, and it will make more deck diversity. I've already seen a lot of interesting ideas about like some Chaos Salvo decks and Chaos Monarchs. This is gonna be this is good for the format at 2. Makes a lot of decks. Also Semid, Mystical Space Typhoon. This is probably trying to make up for Heavy Storm being banned. So as I said, now it's gonna be the exact opposite. Now you're gonna set all your back row, because if you don't, you're vulnerable to MST, which everyone's gonna probably use 2 of, just because it's that good of a card. So definitely gonna change the way the game's played, and people will be running different kinds of spells and traps. Probably gonna see more of those non-chainable cards, you know. And the rest of the semis I don't have. I don't have a Ojama Trio. I don't know. I don't keep random cards. I don't know why that card's even limited. Probably just experimenting around at semi. No one's even gonna probably play it anyways, except for like some odd burn decks. Magic Cylinders is also semied, which is good, I guess. It's not like anyone's really gonna run it. I mean, why would you run Cylinders over something like Deep Prison? I'd rather remove the problem than just do some burn to them. So I don't even know why it was limited in the first place. And the last card semied is a Snipe Hunter, which isn't even broken at all. I mean, I think it's going to help the Fableds and the Dark Worlds out, which decks are spawning up for those with Hidden Arsenal too. So, yeah, it's not a really broken card at all. Alright, Unlimited. This is the second problem, which is the only other problem I have with the list. Black Rose Unlimited. Dandelion stayed at 2, and now with this at 3, Quick Draw is going to become really, really, really good. And the next pack coming out with Tuning and the Tag Force 5 with the Chevalier de Fleur card, if you want to guys look that up, go ahead. Quick Draw is going to be a very, very powerful deck this format. Watch out for it. Cyber Dragon's also unlimited, so instead of hitting Machina, they decided to bring its counter up to 3, even though System Down is still a good counter. So yeah, this isn't broken at all. Could definitely go to 3. Also unlimited, Goblin Zombie. Helps zombies out slightly, gives them some support back, instead of giving their broken cards like Mizuki. So this will add a bit more consistency to the deck, help it go slightly faster. Also unlimited, Treeborn at 3, which is, sure, why not? I mean, it doesn't make a difference if it's at 2 or it's at 3. It just helps get it in the gray faster, I guess. Though I think Treeborn at 3 will actually make a Lightsworn Monarch deck pretty nice if you think about it. You know, Lightsworn Draw Engine is the most consistent engine in the game. Mill your Treeborns quickly. Have tribute fodder for Monarchs every turn. You can mill Dandelions. You can also feel upgrade for JD, Pot of Avarice. I mean, I think it's a pretty cool deck idea I'm going to try out. Hopefully, I'll make a deck list for it soon. And last 2 cards that are unlimited, we have Royal Decree back at 3. Sure, why not? Why did they even send me this? I mean, I guess it helps the Perfect Herald deck out, so don't know why this can't come to 3. I mean, that deck wasn't seeing that much play to be amazing, or still good, and really good, but you know. And the last card unlimited is a United We Stand. If it's not played at 2, it's not going to be played at 3.